Hi students, welcome to yet another session of my class. We are discussing the paper Writings on Contemporary Issues. Today we are going to discuss about artificial intelligence by Gareth Southwell. Gareth Southwell is a British author and professional illustrator living in Wales. Yes, he is a British author and professional illustrator. And he has a background in philosophy with a PhD from the University of Wales. Yes, he has a definite background in philosophy and he got PhD from the University of Wales. He taught at Swansea College of Further Education between the time period 1998 and 2005, where he developed online learning materials and educational websites. After that, he taught at Swansea College of Further Education between 1998 and 2005, and there he developed some online learning materials and some educational websites. Then he wrote so many books. His books include Philosophy in 100 Quotes. Its publication year is 2019, that is last year. Then What Would Marx Do? Another book, publication year is 2018. Then 50 Philosophy of Science Ideas You Really Need to Know. Another work, its publication is 2013. And another one is Words of Wisdom in 2011. So please note all these works because for one mark question it is important. His collections include Philosophy in 100 Quotes, What Would Marx Do, 50 Philosophy of Science Ideas You Really Need to Know, and Words of Wisdom. Southwell has also published a variety of articles on a range of topics. Then our chapter, Artificial Intelligence. What is this chapter about, or what is this essay about, Artificial Intelligence? Artificial Intelligence is an excerpt from Gareth Southwell's 50 Philosophy of Science Ideas You Really Need to Know. Excerpt in the sense means a short extract from a piece of writing. That is, it is a short piece of short extract or abstract from a piece of writing. Here, this particular chapter is taken from his book 50 Philosophy of Science Ideas You Really Need to Know. Please note that it is important for one mark question. This particular chapter, it is a short piece of writing from his book named 50 Philosophy of Science Ideas You Really Need to Know. In this extract, in this particular essay, the author discusses how the notion of artificial intelligence has changed, what it means to be human. Yes, in this particular chapter, author, that is Gareth Southwell, he discusses how the notion or the idea of artificial intelligence has changed and what it means to be human. That is, how can we equate that concept with the human potential? What it means to be human. Southwell poses two simple but thought-provoking philosophical questions which are very relevant in today's world. Yes, in this particular chapter, he poses or he put forward two simple thought-provoking questions. Which are the two simple thought-provoking philosophical questions? And those questions are very relevant in today's world. He asks whether computers can think. That is his first question. Whether computers can think like a human being. Whether computers can think. And whether machines can be conscious. That is the second question. Yes, whether machines or these computers or other machines can be conscious like a human being. Then how can we equate it with a human potential? That is a true question he asks. That is, and he asks whether computers can think and whether machines can be conscious. It is important for one mark question. Please note that. And he reminds us that computers are programmed by humans, and moreover he reminds us that we readers should understand that all these computers and all these machines are programmed by humans. The real intelligence or the real hand behind these machines or the computers are humans. Hence, their intelligence in one sense is partly an embodiment of human intellect. Yes, that is his argument. Hence, their intelligence, that is this intelligence of these machines, to some extent we can see that it is partly an embodiment of human intellect. It is a human, the real hand behind all these programs, human. He also stresses that though computers may outperform humans, they fail to comprehend many facts that only a human can. And he also, Gareth Southwell, our writer, he also stresses that though computers may outperform humans, you all know that sometimes all these machines, that is computers or other machines, they may outperform humans. That means they perform more than a human sometimes. So he stresses that though computers may outperform humans, they fail to comprehend, they fail to understand many facts that only a human can. They fail to understand many facts or realities that only a human can imbibe, only a human can think, or a human can understand. So this is the extract, or this is the points that he discussed in this particular chapter. Let us discuss our chapter. Yes. Can a computer think? Can a machine be conscious? These two important questions that put forward by our writer Gareth Southwell is very relevant today. Such questions have provoked increasingly heated controversy among philosophers and scientists in recent times. Yes, such questions that have provoked increasingly heated conversations, debate, etc. among philosophers, scientists, thinkers, etc. in recent times. For the notion of artificial intelligence reflects not only on what it is technologically possible to achieve, but more fundamentally on what it means to be human. That is the main discussion. For the notion of artificial intelligence, it reflects not only on what it is technologically possible to achieve, but more fundamentally, but on more basic level. Yes, it is on what it means to be human. How can we equate this with the human potential? Or how can we say that a machine can outperform humans? What it means to be human. In 1950, the great English mathematician Alan Turing proposed a simple thought experiment, hereafter known as the Turing Test. Yes. In 1915, the great English mathematician, please note his name, that is Alan Turing. His life period was from 1912 to 1954, and he proposed a simple thought experiment, and it is known as Turing Test. What was the experiment, that simple thought experiment? Suppose you are asked to conduct a conversation with two unseen individuals, either through text or through phone call, etc. That is via text or say, but that one of these was actually a computer. So, suppose you are asked to conduct a conversation with two unseen individuals. That is important. You could not see that individuals, either through text or say, but that one of these was actually a computer. That is, one is a computer and the other one is a human. If under such circumstances, you could not tell the difference between the two, that is, you could not tell the difference between that machine and a human, or got it wrong, Then Turing argued we might consider the machine to have passed the test. Yes. And our this English mathematician Alan Turing argued that we might consider the machine to have passed the test and it was capable of intelligent thought. Turing's test is not perhaps especially rigorous, and we may argue that the human potential for being deceived under certain circumstances should not have any bearing on whether machines can think or be considered intelligent. Turing's test is not perhaps here. Gareth Southwell argues that his test is not perhaps especially rigorous or not conducted in a proper way or in a careful manner, and we readers can argue that the human potential for being deceived means deliberately or purposefully cause someone to believe something that is not true. So we readers can argue that the human potential for being deceived under some circumstances or certain circumstances should not have any bearing on whether machines can think or be considered intelligent. It doesn't mean machines can think or be considered like a human being or considered as an intelligent one. But the scenario does raise an interesting question. But this circumstance or this condition, this scenario raised an interesting question. What is that question? If a machine could appear to think, react and communicate so as to be indistinguishable from a human being, then should we consider it to be truly thinking, reacting and communicating? That is the question here. If a machine could appear or could act like a human being, that is, could appear to think, react and communicate so as to be indistinguishable, that means we could not, yes, distinguish with a human being, so as to be indistinguishable from a human being, then should we consider it to be truly thinking, reacting and communicating? Or should we consider it as acting or thinking like a human being? That is the question here. So, developed by English mathematician Alan Turing, a key concept that led to the development of the modern computer was the Universal Turing Machine (UTM). Please note that abbreviation UTM. Expansion of UTM is important for one mark question, that is Universal Turing Machine. So developed by English mathematician Alan Turing. Alan Turing, again, he developed a key concept that led to the development of the modern computer. And what was that development? It was the Universal Turing Machine. That is, he developed a key concept that led to the development of the modern computer, and it was Universal Turing Machine. While a specific Turing machine could be envisaged that might perform any particular mathematical algorithm, a UTM could in principle simulate any Turing machine. That is, what is the function or how it is different from Turing? This universal Turing machine is different from Turing machine. While a specific Turing machine could be envisaged that might perform any particular mathematical algorithm. That is, a Turing machine could be designed or envisaged for a particular mathematical algorithm. We all know that we have so many softwares and it is programmed, it is designed for some programs. That is, here Turing machine, it could be envisaged that might perform any particular, it is designed for any particular mathematical algorithm. But UTM, a UTM, that is Universal Turing Machine, could in principle simulate or imitate any Turing machine. It can imitate or simulate any Turing machine. As such, a UTM was not a machine with a specific calculating role like a Turing machine. Turing machine is designed for a specific mathematical algorithm. That means for specific program. But UTM was not considered as a machine. UTM was not a machine with a specific calculating role, but one that could be programmed to perform the job of any conceivable, any believable calculating machine. That means it can simulate or imitate any Turing machine. That is, it could be programmed to perform the job of any conceivable, any believable, any conceivable calculating machine, even perhaps a human, like a human. So that is the key development made by Alan Turing. That is, English mathematician Alan Turing, he developed a key concept that led to the development of the modern computer, and the development and his contribution was universal Turing machine. What is its difference? That is, a specific Turing machine could be envisaged to perform any particular mathematical algorithm, but UTM, yes, could in principle simulate or imitate any Turing machine. That means UTM was not a machine with a specific calculating role. It can function, or it could be programmed to perform the job of any conceivable or any believable calculating machine. That it can, yes, it could be programmed to perform any job, like a, yes, conceivable calculating machine, even perhaps a human. That was the development made by English mathematician Alan Turing for the development of the modern computer. I think all of you understand this session. That is, we are discussing about artificial intelligence and how the notion of artificial intelligence has changed and what it means to be human. That is what we discussed here. I think all of you understand this session, and there is a homework for you, and the homework, please note down these questions. What are the two questions that the author asks at the beginning of the extract? Name the English mathematician that Southwell refers to, and what is the Turing test? Write down the answers of these questions. Take an image of it and send back to me through WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you again.